Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another session of Voices of Myth. And tonight, of course, it's not a podcast, it is the live fixture draw for the round three of the Swiss stages. After all, we just have two rounds. We just had two rounds of Swiss stages, and all the teams have been contending even better this time around. Some of the teams have climbed up to the upper brackets of the 2-0, while some of the teams have still remained in the same spot. And tonight, we're going to be seeing what teams they're going to be facing against each other and how the continuous movement and their fate would be decided. After all, the team that they're going to pair up against would create more strategies. Of course, first of all, I'm your host, Ray, the only one tonight because Peachy unfortunately had a train to catch and she's a little bit late, but my wife behind me, and that is enough. That is all the company I need. But jokes aside, of course, good evening, and we're just going to be heading. This is the live fixture draw for the round three of Swiss stages, and we've already first we did a live draw for the round one, then we did the live draw for round two, where we saw some interesting matchups like Zohunt versus Tartarus, and I'm really excited to see what round three is going to be as in store for us. So overall, now obviously, let's head to the spin the wheel and let's see which teams are in the brackets. Sorry. And there we go. This is the 2-0 brackets, the teams that have remained undefeated. This is going to be LCF, MAF, Armageddon, and Tartarus. And these top four are definitely the strongest contender. After all, they are in the Mythic leaderboards after all, and they have stand their tides. But of course, let's not dwell anymore. Let's focus on the spin. So let's spin and see our first team that's going to be going. And there we go. Make a guess. I think it's going to be Tartarus. Or, oh no, it's going to be the opposite side. It is Lakshmi Chit Fund. The first match is going to be Lakshmi Chit Fund for round three. So let's shuffle, even though it's only three teams. Let's shuffle. And there we go. We just shuffled, and let's see which team will face the wrath of Lakshmi Chit Fund. And there we go. Is it going to be MAF? Is it going to be Tartarus? Oh, slightly. It's going to be MAF that's going to be facing against, of course, LCF. LCF and MAF, both of these teams. Duba versus... it's an interesting matchup. Both of these teams have basically dominated the whole Swiss stages so far, and I'm really curious what they're going to be doing ahead forward. But anyways, we don't exactly need to shuffle since there's only two teams, but we have to do the formality, so let's just spin the wheel because, of course, it's going to be Armageddon and Tartarus facing against each other into the next match. LCF versus MAF and Armageddon versus TRT for the 2-0 brackets. There we go. We've got our first two matches, and these four teams are basically the undefeated ones. And it's going to be interesting how they're going to be facing off against each other. I'm more looking forward to Armageddon and Tartarus. Yep, let's spin the wheel, make the formalities done. Yep, let's spin it. And wow, Tartarus. But yeah, jokes aside, these two matches are definitely going to be interesting. And I'm just really looking forward to them because after all, these four teams, 2-0 bracket, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, that means that they have secured two victories. Round one, round two, 0 losses. And that is a statement that they have made in the Mythic Showdown, where the competition has been brewing right from the beginning, right from the wildcard stages. And it's just interesting. I want to see my Zushin right now. Can I see my Zushin? But yeah, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you are obviously watching the stream on YouTube or Facebook or wherever, please comment down below which matchups are you looking forward to as well, because I would love to see that. Overall, let's talk about the next ones. Next matchup. Sorry, I'm looking down because I'm actually checking the matchups right now. I'm sorry if I look a little bit yellow. It's because it's really sunny over here. Yeah, even at 8 p.m. it's very sunny. It's very hot. That's Northeast for you. jokes aside, of course, right now we're gonna move to the 1-1 brackets. Basically, the teams that were able to secure a victory one round and lost the other one. So basically, they have made progress, or maybe they have stumbled a little bit. But we're obviously going to find it out right now, which teams are going to face off against each other. And I'm going to be honest, it is kind of sad to see a few teams fall down, but at the same time, the positive thing is few teams have climbed up. And there we go. We are seeing the teams on one bracket, basically teams that have won only one round from the two rounds. Let's see what fate has for round number 3 as we see IGN, Anarchy, Divine Regime, Akusena, and wait 1 second. Special Great, Zohunt, on little unexpected, but honestly given, they were faced up against Tartarus after all. And we have Untitled and Special Grade. I feel like these two teams will definitely have to step up their game, but hey, they have gotten one win in their pocket, so all hope is not lost yet. So overall, if we're ready, we can go to spin the wheel and we can see the teams, next rounds of matches. Of course, the first 2 matches, if you've missed out on the stream, it is Lakshmi Chitfun versus Maf. The other team is Armageddon versus Tartarus. And if you're wondering where is Peachy, she is a little late she had a train to catch. But hey, I have Zushin again. Sorry if I'm repeating for the already people who are watching the stream, but yeah, I'm just letting the new viewers know. And of course, the Swiss stages will be updated as soon as possible, ladies and gentlemen. So if you're looking forward to the matches, do let us know, comment down below, and let's just spin the wheel and see what is the first team that's gonna come in from the 1-1 bracket. So let's spin the wheel. Mamma mia. I shouldn't say the Luigi dialogue, but yeah, overall, okay. We're starting off with an underdog. It is Untitled. First match of the 1-1 bracket, it is going to be Untitled. So let's shuffle the board. Shuffle the board. Do you guys know how to shuffle cards? I actually do not know. I have never really taken the effort to do it. But maybe I'll try it later on. Maybe I'll do it on the stream. Who knows? But overall, let's go. Untitled versus what's the next team gonna be? Let's spin the wheel and find it ourselves. Dakusena. I'm betting my money on Dakusena. Is it gonna be Dakusena? Oh my god, there's no way. Oh, no, it's not. It's Anarchy. I missed it out. They're basically the same circle. Why is it red? Is it because of the odd number? But hey, it's a custom Swiss stage draw. I like it. I like the format. But yeah, there we go. Anarchy. And let's shuffle the wheel a little bit. Shuffle those cards. And it's going to be Anarchy versus Untitled. Anarchy has gotten 1 victory. So they have made some progress from the round 1. Let's see how they face off against Untitled. Let's shuffle the cards a bit. Let's find our next team that's going to be facing against each other. Let's see. I want to see Ryuga. Nah, the wheel isn't gonna stop where it starts, right? Let's see. Spin the wheel. Oh, this time it's Dakusena. Wow. But yeah, Dakusena is gonna be the second match of the 1-1 bracket. Dakusena's performance has been, I feel like, a little here and there. They're pretty strong, but they did forfeit the match. So they were not able to get a point, and that's why they're sitting at the 1-1 bracket right now. And that's the consequences they have to pay. So let's see what other team they will have to face. Let's shuffle the board and find what team they're facing off against. I wonder if it's going to be Zohunt or IGN. Dakusena versus Zohunt or IGN. What do you guys think? Like, do you think they're going to go for something else? Let's see. Let's spin the wheel. There we go, round and round. There's so many songs with round and round. Oh, am I right again? I swear to God if it moves again. Okay, it did not. This time I was right. It's gonna be Dakusena versus Zohunt. A really fierce competition. Zohunt is definitely one of my favorite teams, and if you've seen the podcast, you already know why who Dusty Mizo's favorite is definitely. So I'm sorry to be mentioning that, but of course we know she has the nice British accent as well. But jokes aside, let's shuffle the cards and see what's going to be the next teams. So far, it's been Untitled and Anarchy, and Dakusena versus Zohan for the round 3 Swiss stages for the 1-1 brackets. We have shuffled the cards, and let's see what's the next team's going to be. Is it going to be Ryuga? Ryuga, I honestly was expecting them to be in the 2-0, but it's all okay. The journey's not over yet, and I feel like they can make a comeback. I'm rooting for them because their performance was really great, but they are facing stronger opponents right now. they're the only wildcard team that has been standing up above the competition, so that's great. So let's spin the wheel and let's see the next team. Ayuga or IGN? Let's see. The IGN is massive. Okay. Oh man, I missed out again. But yeah, it's gonna be special grade. SG. Singapore, special grade. And let's shuffle the cards again, even though it's 3 teams, and we'll find our next one. And Sopranos, I can see on the chat, of course, you're a goat. Simizo. And let's spin the wheel and find our next contender for special grade. Is it going to be IGN? Is history will repeat itself? No, it's going to be Divine Regime. Looking forward to Romcom facing against special grade. I mean, he wants to face all the teams, so it's really nice of him. But yeah, there we go. We've gotten Divine Regime, and that's our 3rd match. And right now we don't need to shuffle. We can just spin the wheel twice because we've already gotten the last 2 contenders. It's going to be IGN versus Ryuga. A clash of servers, a clash of a team with a lot of legacy and a team that's newly built, that's showing promise. This one does have a good amount of story behind it. And let's see how it goes. One thing is for sure though, because IGN is Ryuga is a team that excels at those fast-paced assassin junglers. And that is something that they need to adjust to, because Respect has changed his role quite a bit. And there we go. We've gotten our last matchups as well. Ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat. Of course, if you've missed out, the first 2-0 brackets, basically teams that have remained undefeated. It's Lakshmi Chitfern versus Maf, and Armageddon versus Tartarus for the 3rd round of the Swiss stages. And for the teams that have gained 1 victory in 2 rounds, it's going to be Untitled versus Anarchy, Yakusena versus Zohunt, Divine Regime versus Special Grade, and IGN versus Ryuga. Both of these matchups, all of these matchups, I'm looking forward to all of them because they are random, and it does give the teams a little bit like, hey, this is the matchup, so it is time for you to get ready. So let's see how it goes. And for all the people that's coming in, the viewers, thank you. This is just the live draw, and it's nice to have a few people come in here, and of course all the people that are chatting in the stream, thank you. But overall, we're going to be moving to the last bracket, which is the teams that have yet to secure any victory. 0-2 brackets. And these teams, they got to do something, because right now they're in a tough spot. So let's shuffle the cards and let's see. Afukabe, despite having one of the great mid laners, Zozo, as well as the fact that Peak to Plummet, they are kind of plummeting right now, because despite their performance, great dominance, they still find it hard to make a comeback. But let's see which team they're going to be facing off against. And I feel bad because I made a reel about them, right? Peak to Plummet, and I feel like I jinxed them. Maybe I did not. Maybe I did. Maybe this is the caster's cut. But yeah, let's spin the wheel and let's see which is the last 2 matchups that's going to be happening for Swiss stages. And there we go. It's going to be Step Bros. So what is Step Bros going to be doing? Let's shuffle the cards quickly and see who they're going to be matching up against, because there's only, of course, 3 teams left, because this is the 0-2 brackets. And there we go. The cards have been shuffled. Let's spin the wheel and find who they're going to be facing off against. Step Bros, one of the top teams from Mizoram. They're going to be facing off against... Oh, that's a close one. They're going to be facing off against another underdog that has yet to claim a victory. It's going to be In Heaven. Good matchup, I would say. In Heaven, if I'm not wrong, also forfeited a match, and that's why they are in this bracket. And I hope they're able to be punctual and appear on this match and give us a performance that will be pretty great. Even if they might not be able to make it to the top 8, performances do matter. And there we go. We got our last matchup. It's gonna be Lafukabi versus Pig Diplomat. So let's spin the wheel and do the formalities. Skyzen versus the new gold laner for Lafukabi and the mid laner. It's an interesting one, but overall, obviously I'm gonna be a little bit biased. Maybe I should be, maybe I shouldn't be, but we'll know. Let's see if Zozo can do something against Pig to Plummet. But there we go. Let's spin the wheel again, just for the formalities, and we have our teams: Lafukabi versus Pig to Plummet. But overall, I feel like these matchups, obviously they're random because these are all random number generated. Let's spin the wheel. Do the formalities, please. But yeah, overall, like these matchups are very random, I would say, because that's the kind of the thing about the live draw, isn't it? It's all random. It's basically a wheel spinning, just like on a casino. Don't go to casino, guys. Don't gamble your money. Save and invest. Invest on somewhere. But of course, jokes aside, and there we go. We've got our final matchups. And let me see my Zushin. Streamer, let me see my Zushin. Jokes aside, but thank you for everybody who tuned in. And this was the live fixture draw for the round 3, which would basically be if I'm not wrong, the final round. Yep, final round, I think, if I'm not wrong, or maybe there's another round. I'll update you. So if you are, of course, if you want to stay updated, make sure you follow Indian Gaming Corps on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube, and follow on Instagram. And always remember that this tournament is building up towards one of the big things, which is to be able to have the spot in the regional tournament. The top 2 teams, yep, 2 teams, they go to the regional tournament. So make sure you stay tuned and watch the Swiss stages at 7:30 p.m. The schedule, let me just give you the schedule, but of course we'll give you the timings and which dates the matches will happen, because of course we need to accommodate the players' comfortability. But so far, for 2-0 bracket, it's going to be Lakshmi Chit Fun versus Mav, Armageddon versus Tartarus, Untitled versus Anarchy, Yakusena versus Zohunt, Special Grade versus Divine Regime, IGN versus Rayuga, Step Bros versus In Heaven, and Lafukabi versus Peak to Plummet. These are the matchups that we've gotten for the round 3 of Swiss stages, and this will determine teams that are basically going to be in the top 8 in the knockoff stages, where eliminations and everything will be much more dire. No more multiple chances, no more too many rounds. So yeah, get more intense from here. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you for everybody who tuned in. This was the Voices of Myth from Mythic Showdown Season 1 live fixture draws, and tonight it was only me and my wife right here. But of course, have a good night, everyone, and we'll see you guys on the round 3 of Swiss stages starting really soon at 7:30 p.m. So make sure you stay tuned and stay hydrated.